Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to show you how I make egusi soup. Stay tuned and enjoy. So, we're going to use shaki and meat. In that bowl, I have shaki and meat. Shaki are the intestines. Then I have around 2 cups of egusi that I already grinded myself. Then I have dry bitter leaves that I will use later in the soup. And in there we have oboroko, that is the fish head that I will later put in the soup. Then I have onions, white onions, and that is crayfish. I will use around 2 spoons of that crayfish and a cup of red oil, Maggi. I will go ahead and add my meat in a clean pot. Then we start with the cooking. I will add onions to the meat. Then I add Maggi. In this case, I first used 2 Maggis. I will not add salt at this stage. I add salt later. Then I cover my pot and let the meat to steam. So as the meat is steaming, I will go ahead and clean my smoked fish. I will clean it with the hot water that I cooked before. I will clean it very well and debone it to remove the bones. I will remove the bones so that there will be no any bones in my soup. I don't want to eat bones in my soup, so you have to clean it very well. Make sure to remove as much bones as you can. So at this point, after that, I will immediately go ahead and wash my bitter leaves with the warm water, and then I will after that I will pour warm water on my bitter leaves and wash it with salt so that as to remove the bitterness. Then I will leave it in hot water a bit. No, it's not really that hot, for it to be a bit soft before I finally use it in my pot of soup. So I wash it with hot water and salt to remove the bitterness, because you don't really want it to be that bitter. Though it is called a bitter soup, it must not be bitter like medicine. So my meat has been cooking in its own water for some time now. Yeah, and that one is very good because it gives the food another taste. So from here I'll go ahead and add water. I added some water to the meat for it to continue cooking well, and I will add enough water that I think is enough for cooking the rest of the meal, for cooking the meat until the end. Yeah, because that one is going to be your final like stew inside the whole thing, you know. So I went ahead and added crayfish. I first used 2 spoons of crayfish, and later I will see if I still need some crayfish, then I will add. But at this point my food was looking so good. Yeah, so I went ahead and added pepper, and that is the only pepper that I had in the house. I did not have the fresh pepper, so I used what I had, and I just used a little pepper because of my children. They like egusi soup so much, and I just wanted them to have the opportunity to eat with us. Yeah. So after adding the crayfish and the pepper, I went ahead and continued preparing my bitter leaf. I washed it. Remember, I had soaked it in salt water before. So I went ahead and washed it very clean as to make it ready to put in the soup. So at this point, you can cut your bitter leaves into small pieces if you want, or you can put it in the pot the way it is. But I prefer to leave it the way it is. Yeah, but as you wish, you can cut it if you want. Yeah, so I went ahead and added the fish. I didn't want to add the fish before because from my last experience where I was cooking the bitter leaf soup, I had the experience that the fish that I added before, it broke inside the soup. So I didn't want to add it before. So I've also gone ahead and added salt because I didn't add salt in the beginning. So I've added salt at this stage and my fish. Then I also went ahead and added water and finally covered my pot and left the soup to continue cooking. Yeah, so from this point I prepared my egusi by making it into a paste, and I must say I mistakenly added a lot of water than usual, than the amount of water you're supposed to use to make the paste. My paste was watery than it's supposed to be, but it is not a problem. The soup will still come out very nice. Yeah, but next time I will do it better. Actually, I want to try another method next time, the frying method. I think it will be better if I fry the egusi next time. After I finished preparing the egusi, I put it on the side, and at this point now I added my red oil. Yeah, I added the red oil, and afterwards I just want to clean the red oil from the cup so that nothing goes wasted, just as I'm doing. And yeah, then I added some crayfish again because the one I had put before, it was not really enough for my taste, so I added the remaining crayfish in the soup. So later, then I leave the soup to cook a bit, and then later the next step now from here, I will add the egusi and the bitter leaves. Actually, our cooking is almost coming to an end. Yeah, at this point the soup was really tasting so good. My whole kitchen was smelling so good. It was just delicious, guys, seriously. But my only worry was how the egusi was going to come out, since I made a mistake and made the paste a bit watery than it's supposed to be. Yeah, so but the whole thing was tasting so good. So I will see if the egusi will still come out the way I saw it in other videos. Let me just see how it will come out. I hope it will still come out good, but all that matters here is that all the components are I've combined so well with each other, and the taste is just popping. So the consistency of the egusi will not play such a big role here. Yeah, the tastes of everything has come out so good. Yeah, so we will see the outcome. Wow, my soup was looking so good at this point. So I was just turning it, then I went ahead and put the egusi paste inside the pot of soup. Yeah, you can see how watery it is. Actually, I even thought of frying it at this point, but I just said let me just use the method that I had decided to use before. Yeah, so I was just putting it in small portions like that, so that it doesn't. I don't know what I was trying to achieve there actually. I was just doing what I saw, what I learned. The only mistake is that I put it so thick. So I will go ahead and add my bitter leaves just by putting them on top of the soup, just like that. Yeah, and let everything cook slowly. I went ahead and covered my pot and gave everything time to marry each other and get that bitter leaf soup, bitter leaf kind of taste. So after the bitter leaf that I added cooked for some time, I went ahead and mixed everything together. Yeah, and I would say it was not as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad, guys. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I was satisfied with the outcome. Yeah, though I would have loved it to have some lumps, but it was not having lumps because I had put a bit more water in the paste as I was supposed to than what I was supposed to put. Yeah, so but the results were okay. I was satisfied with the results so far because yeah, even I think my baby would have eaten it the way it is because it doesn't have those big lumps inside. My baby is almost 10 months old and he loves egusi so much. He eats all African food. Yeah, actually, he doesn't eat his baby food. The only food he wants to eat are African foods. Yeah, so I tested my soup and I went ahead and added one more Maggi. So at this stage, you can just go ahead and add salt or Maggi or whatever you want to add according to your taste. Yeah, so you can see for yourself. My soup wasn't looking as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah. Yeah, so my soup has been cooking for more than 30 minutes now because while using this method, you want to make sure your egusi cooks very well or else you'll have stomach problems. So you give it time to cook very well. Yeah. So I let it cook very well. It had cooked around 30 minutes by in this stage. Yeah. So yeah, it was ready actually, but I went ahead and let it cook a bit longer because I wanted it to cook very, very, very well. My baby was going to eat it, so I didn't want a scenario that he will get stomach problems or anything of that kind. Yeah, so you want to make sure your egusi cooks very well. Yeah, don't be in a hurry with it. Just give it some time and cook it at a very low heat. Just cover the pot and let it cook slowly. I went ahead and served it with the fufu or ugali. Actually, for a non-Igbo, I think I tried, but I promise next time I will do better, okay? I'm still learning. Forgive me, my Igbo people. I am still in the learning process. Yeah, next time